Located in a remote region of the Catskills, Brae Mansion has been said to be one of the most haunted hotels in the country. Sitting just above the upper Delaware River, Brae Mansion is a century-old Victorian estate rich in history. George Ross Mackenzie was president of the Singer Sewing Machine Company and died in 1892. When George Mackenzie died, he had amassed a fortune of $3.5 million, equaling nearly $100 million today. 7 of his children built mansions in Glen, Spey as legacies to him. Brae was built by George Mackenzie's daughter Margaret and her husband Charles Elkin, and is one of 3 that still remain. Brae has had many uses throughout its 120-year history, once being a boarding school, a tea house, and now a bed and breakfast. Paranormal claims are not uncommon. Stories of a woman sitting on the stairs, male figures turning into mist, people waking to find someone in their room, door handles moving as if someone is trying to enter, footsteps walking by when no one is there, objects moving on their own, and voices coming from the darkness. Join us as we investigate Brae Mansion, Glen, Spey, New York. Jason and JV heading into Brae Mansion, Glen, Spey, New York, night 1. We are now locked in Brae Mansion. No, sorry. We don't have to lock ourselves in. We'll stay there anyways.
Yeah, we're not running anywhere.
All right. So, Brae Mansion, built in 1907 by the Elkin's daughter.
It was the Elkin daughter that built it, but Mackenzie, I'm assuming that Brae has something to do with Scottish history or Scottish geography. I don't know for sure, but that's my guess because they bought this land because it reminded them of Scotland, which I think was their native land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm assuming Brae has something to do with that.
Well, it's a kick-ass name.
It is a kick-ass name. And the good news is it's carpeted, so I can walk normally and not be afraid of making too much noise.
I got where you're going with it. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see how it goes, though. I'm sure some of it's wood. All right. And there's reports of voices, full-body apparitions, shadows, people getting their names called. And the list goes on and on, so. Look at me. Face me. What is that on your chest? You got 2 nipples going on. Open. What the hell?
I knew this was going to be a problem.
All right, so anybody wants to know? Well, the things to the left.
First of all,
the things to the left and right are Jimmy's nipples, but the black things that look like 2 eyeballs looking at me, it's very
bothersome. Eyeballs.
It's like googly eyes looking at me. I'm gonna have to spend all night seeing that crap. This is.
Oh man.
Jesus. All right. And if anybody wants to wonder why Jimmy's got the 2 on his chest, it's because one of the microphones, one of the black things go to his camera, and one of them go to mine. And I've actually got 2 as well, but as you can see here, I hide them very professionally. But one goes to Jimmy's camera, one goes to mine. That way, no matter where we are, we can hear each other through our headphones. So, all right. So people hear voices. They hear their name being called. I mean, last time we were here, I caught what sounded like Mike, the owner's son, talking. That's when I was here actually filming an episode of Ghost Nation. And then we also opened up the wall in a room. And the time before that was for Ghost Hunters.
Now, one of the things that's kind of cool, and you're going to see this as we explore this house, is that there are a lot of dolls, like a lot of dolls. The neat thing, I always just thought dolls were just creepy because, like clowns, they just have this creep factor to them. But then Mike, the owner, was explaining to me, and I hadn't thought about it, that a doll is a cherished possession of most girls as they're growing up. It's the type of thing that they sleep with. They almost feel like the doll's mother at times. In fact, that's part of the role playing that they do. So there's a great deal of emotion attached to dolls from the little girls and teenage girls that keep them. So when they separate, these dolls still have that energy, that emotion attached to them. And that's why dolls can be trigger objects pretty easily. And that's why they also might have a little bit of a creep factor to them, because that energy can be felt. So, and there are a lot of dolls in this place.
Yeah, there's a lot of dolls in here. All right. So Mike was saying when he's back here, he kept on hearing his name getting called.
Yep.
Was that you?
That was the door squeaking.
Oh, okay. No, it sounded like a voice.
It did.
So note that.
Hello. My name's JV. This is Jason. We know that you've called out for Mike before, but can you call out for one of us?
I've been here a few times in the past. We've actually been able to record you talking. We're not here to upset you or bother you. Would you be willing to talk with us? So this is the servants' quarters staircase.
So this house was built as a summer home, not a full-time residence. It's an amazing place, but it was really only intended to be used for summer living. Yet they had full staff, servants, and I know it was like 24 rooms, something like that.
There's a lot.
It's pretty crazy.
Is there anybody that'd like to talk to us?
Is that me?
Are you talking to knocking?
Yeah.
That sounded like it came from somewhere out here. So.
Is that me? Is that me?
I mean, what'd you do? You just moved the door, right?
Yeah.
And move the door again. Nope, not you. That should happen again.
Yeah. It was in this area, wasn't it?
Yeah, but. Hello? It's like it was three distinct, like, dun, dun, dun. Did it 3 times the first time, did it 3 times the second time.
If you're trying to communicate with us, can you do that again? I'm going to play a little game. Do you know shaving a haircut? Everybody knows what that is. I'm going to knock the first part. Can you answer with it knocks? Here we go.
I heard one knock.
One.
It was one knock. I heard one knock.
One.
It was one knock. Let me get on the other side if you're going to do it so I can shoot straight down.
Sound like you were trying. Thank you. Let's try it one more time. See if you can get the 2 knocks at the end. What the hell is that?
What? What?
Do you see anything down at the end of the hall? I thought I saw a woman in a white dress at the top of those steps. You see anything?
There's nobody here, man.
First, I thought it was like, there's a couple of mannequins around. I thought it was something like that. And then it just disappeared.
Hey guys, for all you watching, just so you know, this is what we were told. This light chandelier, whatever you want to call it, actually is from the Amityville house. And I guess the people who bought it did not want it. They were having all crazy things going on. Wasn't that what they were saying, Jim?
Yeah. And that made him really uncomfortable. They had weird energies.
So they gave it to Mike and Pat over here at Brae Mansion. And it's been there. And it works. So, again, that's what we're told. It's from the Amityville house.
And whether, we all know the deal with the story the Lutzes had, or George Lutz had, but to pull that whole thing out of it, that lamp, that light, was in the house when Butch DeFeo went through the house with a shotgun.
Killed his family.
And killed 6 of his whole family. But either way, the energy from that traumatic event alone is enough to make that lamp have weird energies. But anyway, we just saw something at the end of this hallway after we were getting some knocks. And this is the servants' quarters area.
So, if anybody is into dolls,
Are you still at the end of the hall?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the doll closet.
Okay. I'm going to do the knocking thing again.
Hang on, if one of these dolls move, I'm gonna scream like a schoolgirl.
Okay. I'm
And
just
there's
curious
one-
if we can make
there's
that
just-
figure appear again.
There's just rows and rows. I'm not quite sure what the hell's going on there with the Barbie legs, but enjoy. All right, let me shut this closet. You want me down there with you?
I'm thinking you might, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking you could stay there in case there's something in that other room, you could see it.
All right, I will stand. Hang on, let me get over here.
Okay.
Hang on, let me get over here.
Okay.
Hang on, let me get over here.
Okay. So, good.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to try the knocking game again. Last time you tried to reply, we heard one knock. We may have seen you. So if you can just muster all the energy you can muster and respond to this, let us know you're here. We'd appreciate it. Here we go. So we did that a few times. One time we heard a single knock. The next time I thought I saw someone standing at the end of the hallway, a woman in a white dress. And then that time you heard a voice or something that sounded like a voice. Okay.
What is that? Is somebody walking?
It did sound like walking.
No, it sounds like somebody shuffling something. There's again. Still happening. Thanks.
Another one.
Boom, boom. Hello? If you're making a banging noise, can you do it when I count to 3 so we know it's you? 1, 2, 3. That just happened.
Yep.
Sorry, this is going to seem repetitive, but I'm going to ask you to do it again at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's right on cue.
There's no question.
That's right on, and that was loud. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Why are you looking that way? It's something going.
I just getting this feeling, weird feeling. That's all.
Is it coming from down there?
I don't know. It's hard to tell with the headphones on. I think
It is coming from down there.
I think so. You can keep coming toward us. You don't have to be afraid of us.
That was the weird sound. Did you hear that?
What?
Was that your stomach?
I think it was. I think it was like a burp coming up my esophagus.
That was so weird. I was like, that had to be something. Yeah. All right. I mean, I hope to God the camera caught what you thought you saw.
I know. This is our static camera in this hallway right there. And this is where I thought I saw the figure right behind where Jason's standing right now.
It's getting warm. Wearing the sweatshirt. Yeah, so I don't have two metal nickels like Jimmy does over there.
Or googly eyes.
Yeah, Google eyes.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, so it was the same bang that we were hearing. All right, this is the room that last time I was here, we found that there was a hidden room, and I busted open the wall. And they've since put a door on. And they kept everything in this room. Oh, that was a voice again.
That was definitely a voice.
And they kept everything in this room. Oh, that was a voice again.
That was definitely a voice.
And they kept everything in this room. Oh. It's like it happened the second I stepped in here.
Yep.
I'm half in, half out. All right, so as you can see here, everything that was in this room when I busted open the wall is still in this room. Right down to the two teddy bears. These boxes were all in here. The toys, the old doll.
So weird.
Pictures. Porta potty. Porta potty. And how I found it was in the attic. We're able to see a void. So I ran my phone through here. That's how we saw this room. Now, there were times in the past where if a child passed away in a certain area, a certain room, some families would make it like a memorial. They would shut that room off. They would board it off, close it up as like, a place lost in time. Was that this? I have no idea. I can tell you that when I busted open the wall, it was sheetrock. So sheetrock been
In
mainly
the
used for what?
60s,
Yeah.
50s,
Yeah,
60s?
50, 60, I would think. So, so I have no idea when it was boarded off, why it was boarded off, but it was totally closed off as if it didn't exist. So, I don't know what that voice was when I stepped in here, though.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's not a board or anything. No. What were you going to say?
I was going to see if we get a response. Can you tell us why this room was closed off? Was there something about the contents in there that you wanted to make sure that no one messed with, no one touched? Was that the room of an infant, maybe, or a young child? Is that room associated with some kind of tragedy? Is that why it was sealed off?
So Jimmy and me are actually staying here for the next couple days. Who's taking this room?
Yeah, that's a good question. What's a fair way to decide that?
Here, we'll play a game. If I can pick whatever number you're thinking, you get the room.
If you can pick whatever number I'm
yes.
thinking,
All right.
I get the room?
Yes.
How many chances do you get, and what's the range of numbers?
I'll just need one chance. And we'll keep it in between, I don't know, whatever. You know what? Whatever number you come up with. And we'll make it even harder on me. You ready? You pick a number 1 through 9 and keep it to yourself.
1 through 9.
Yep. Don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
All right. You got a number?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to, let's make it more difficult. Take that number and times it by 9.
This is not going to work out in my favor.
Pick a number 1 through 9.
Okay.
Times it by 9.
Okay.
All right. If you got 2 digits, add them together.
Okay.
All right.
You already know the answer
all
with the
so
2
fine,
digits.
Fine. Let's subtract 5 off of your number.
Okay.
All right. So now take whatever number you're left with and think of a letter that corresponds within the alphabet.
Okay.
All right. Now take that letter and think of a country that begins with that letter.
Okay.
All right. Now take the second letter of that country and think of an animal that begins with that letter.
Okay.
Now think of the color of that animal.
Okay.
All right. And you tell me how many gray elephants there are in Denmark. Yep. Jimmy, you get the room.
It's a scam. I'm telling you. I already know the scam.
You go to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the odds were in your favor the minute you started.
All right. So we're finishing up the first night of investigating here at Brae Mansion. It did not disappoint, and we kind of knew that coming in because Jason had already been here twice. And we knew they had a history of seeing apparitions. We knew they had a history of voices and a lot of other phenomena. And we may have caught all of that and more. We have a lot of evidence, a lot of video, a lot of audio to get through, and we're going to do that, but we're going to be back at it tomorrow night.
Night number 2 at Brae.
We're really charged up about tonight because of the stuff that we found earlier today.
Really, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is. It's exciting because you never know. And we didn't hear any of that. It didn't wake us up while we were sleeping here. And I mean, we've been rolling cameras and stuff 24/7. So just to be able to catch that and find it later on, I mean, that's awesome.
And then you add the step of actually going through things to corroborate that many, many other people have experienced the same thing. That's cool.
I'm excited.
Okay, so we haven't spent a lot of time in this room, and it's got such a great story because this is the room where Jason found the hidden room. They've since installed the door when he was filming for Ghost Nation. Inside there, there's a lot of there's dolls and cribs and chairs, a lot of children's stuff, a toilet, like a training toilet for children. It's all in there. And it was in there when they opened the wall up. So we're going to let a camera run here tonight and just see if we can pick up anything. But I'm going to open the door. And I'm going to turn the light on because the IR doesn't seem to penetrate in there real well. And we'll let that way we can see that. Yeah, I mean, got the bedpost here, but it's not a bad shot. So we'll be able to see or hear or whatever if anything happens. So we'll review it later. So we'll review it later. So we'll review it later.
So we just got done talking with Pat and Mike, the owners here of Brae Mansion. Last night we caught some weird audio in the room that I opened up the wall in. We caught what sounded like a baby crying, but there's nobody else here. It's just us. So I talked with Mike and Pat, and they gave me the books of all people's experiences. People write down their experiences and put them in here. And Pat did say that there's been numerous claims of people saying that they've heard a baby crying. So now I'm going to go through all of these books and see if I can find any documentation of people saying they caught what sounds like a baby crying, because there is no question what we caught in that room was a baby crying. And even stranger is when I opened up that wall and gained access to that room, that hidden room, it was full of a crib, baby toys, doll, little bathroom pot, little kid's rocking chair. So it had to have some tie to a child, a baby, an infant, a younger child. I got my homework going. Here we go. I've never seen these books before. These are experiences that people have had since staying here. June 6, 2011. Woken at 4:30 a.m. Heard a baby crying. Could not sleep after that. Now we do have documentation of people experiencing a baby crying, a baby giggling. Heard a cat or baby crying around 2 a.m.
Around 2 a.m. Around 2 a.m.
We caught that baby crying. I mean, that helps back up everything that we experience. We have a ton of claims of babies crying. We caught a baby crying over the last 20 something years. People have caught a baby crying, and it just helps solidify the activity that we caught. All right. Jason, you don't have to turn on your blue light. I don't think anybody can tell.
Does that mean you're a blue light special, like at a diner?
I don't think you can tell in IR that this is blue.
No, you can't. At least not in this one.
Doesn't matter.
There aren't really any colors in here.
All right. Jason and JV. Night number 2. Brae Mansion. Glen, Spey, New York. Last night, somebody was talking and there was a baby crying. Is there anybody here who can talk to us about that?
It's always distressing when a baby cries. Does anybody know why the baby was so upset?
We know there's a cemetery behind Brae that has a lot of the Mackenzie family and others in it. But we also know that there's a lot of infants buried there. Can anybody tell us the infants' names?
We know there is a headstone in the cemetery of an infant that died the day the infant was born, maybe stillborn. Do you know anything about that?
What was that?
That's a door.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
It sounded like a woman.
Did it?
It really did. Can you move that again?
Yep. Here this goes.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. That almost sounds like a woman, like saying something low under her voice. That's the kitchen door?
Yep.
All right. Oh, that'll throw you off.
You talking about the door or something else?
No, the door.
Oh. Do you know of an infant by the name of Levi that didn't survive his first day of life?
What was it, Jim?
What was that? Where'd that come from?
I can't. I have headphones on.
I felt the floor vibrate. It's got to be over here somewhere.
What was it, Jim?
What was that? Where'd that come from?
I can't. I have headphones on. What was it, Jim? Hello?
Is that you, Levi? Or is that someone who knows Levi? I was looking in this direction when it happened, when you heard it. If that was you, can you do that again? What was that?
It was a loud bang.
I felt the floor vibrate. We're listening. You have our attention.
Are you willing to talk to us? Talk with us? Oh. Jim, there was just another voice.
You hear it again?
Oh. Jim, there was just another voice.
You hear it again?
Oh.
We think we hear you. Can you speak a little louder? We do have a static cam on the Ouija board table, so we'll review that later.
That bang was so loud.
It was really loud. And like I said, I felt the vibration on my feet. You had just walked in, right?
Yeah, I was right over here. I was walking right by the fireplace when it happened. Check upstairs. Okay, let's see what's going on there. Last night we heard voices and footsteps in here, and we caught what appeared to be a baby crying upstairs. Hello? My name's Jason. This is my friend Jim. Are you willing to talk with us? Maybe tell us your story? Can you tell us what happened while you were here? Did you just try to say something to us?
It's the end of this hall that last night I saw something that resembled a figure.
That's right.
Charles, are you here?
Anybody from the Mackenzie family here? Sounds like walking above us. All right, there's footsteps above us right now. Even stranger. Upstairs doesn't go above this part.
All right.
Here we go, Spencer. It's still going. Shit, that's somebody walking.
Sounds like it's getting closer too. Yeah.
Jim, that's somebody walking up there.
I swear to God, it's coming right to the door. Yeah.
Jim, that's somebody walking up there.
I swear to God, it's coming right to the door. Yeah.
Jim, that's somebody walking up there. I gotta go look.
Okay.
Gee, where the hell was that coming from?
I don't know.
I had to take my headphones off. What the? What was that? That sounded like it came from down there.
That's why, yeah. Looking this way. Keep coming. Get closer.
Jim, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Sounds like maybe it's more than one. The hell?
I gotta go up here.
And I can't tell if it's above or below now.
I got my headphones off. It sounded like it was coming from up here.
It did.
Do you want to just look in that closet? Make sure nobody's in there. I'll
Okay.
look in this one.
Yep. No one in here. Not in this room. Maybe I'm looking in the closet too.
There's nobody in here. And listen, I'm going to tap my feet on this foot. This is the floor that, because listen, that's the sound that we're hearing.
There's a light on in here. Is there somebody in here? If there's somebody in here, make yourself known, please. Is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? We heard some walking around. We're not sure if it was in here or if it was in the hallway. Okay. If you're hiding in here, you don't have to hide from us. We're not going to hurt you. Oh my God. This place is nuts. This is like a house of horrors at a carnival.
Piano. I want to see if I can play a song.
That might be the best one you've played yet.
Yeah. You ready? It was called to say I love you, Jim.
Yeah, and I feel so honored that you did.
Thank you. Oh, that's kind of spooky in the mirror. It says, I see you.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
I don't hear the walking now.
I don't. Do you think by coming in here we disrupted or scared it?
It was obvious walking.
Yeah.
And it 100% sounded like it was coming from like this.
Yeah.
This floor.
Yep. Look in here again.
This is the room that we think that crying was coming from. We can't be 100% sure because, of course, we weren't awake and moving around when it happened.
Do you think I can sit in that chair?
Oh, God. I don't know. It's an old chair. If you break it. You know,
I'll sit in here.
I'll close you in.
Yeah. I'll sit in here for a minute.
Okay. Jimmy is being closed. Jimmy is back in the closet. All right, Jim is in the closet.
Did you just laugh?
I did not just laugh.
Somebody just laughed.
You know, the funny thing is I thought that was you laughing.
Seriously?
I swear to God, I thought that was you snickering. We think we just heard you laugh. I'm going to tell you that laugh, funny, because when I heard it, I was like, wow, it really didn't even sound like him, but.
Yeah, and it didn't come through your mic like your voice does. So I'm like, why? He must have turned his head away or something.
No.
It's definitely a laugh. Something.
What?
Something was up touching my leg. Probably. Where's my flashlight? What the What was that? Spider or something? Come on. I don't know what it was. I don't see anything. Felt like something crawling on my leg is what it felt like.
All right, just like a bug.
Yeah.
All right.
But I just don't see anything, but that's what it felt like. Ooh, that thing's creepy. Very creepy. Do you think it's funny that I'm in this closet? Does that make you laugh? Shoot.
Pull on the Jimmy.
I did. I can't find my flashlight now. Take that go. You think it's funny I'm in here? We love to hear you laugh. I bet this room can be very lonely when it's all closed up. Were you in here when it was all closed up? Do you know why it was all closed up?
So you messing with the door handle?
What?
Were you just messing with the door handle?
No, I didn't touch anything. I'm still sitting in the chair.
It sounded like the door handle was being...
Seriously? I didn't hear it in here. Maybe I was talking. Did you just move the door handle? Can you do it again for me? Just jiggle it. If you're trying to communicate with either one of us, it's a really easy way to let us know that you're listening. Do we know what was in these boxes? We think you're making some noises to try to get our attention, but we're not certain. Can you do something that's really obvious for us? I don't know. Getting hot in here, I can tell you that. What was that? That sounded like a door handle.
That's the door handle.
Getting hot in here, I can tell you that. What was that? That sounded like a door handle.
That's the door handle.
Getting hot in here, I can tell you that. What was that?
That's what I've said to you numerous times.
I know, but that's the first time I heard it.
All right. Well, the nice thing is I was aimed towards the hallway, so I could see the other door and its handle, so it's not here. I don't know if that's louder on yours, but yeah, that's sounding like...
Is it? Do you think it was my door handle?
I don't know, because I've got this.
I'm going to rattle it. Oh, shit. Damn it. I'm going to rattle it.
Yeah, Jim, because I've got a closet here that's closed, and I've got this door. So this is this closet. Hang on. So if I'm going to do well, it can't be this closet because this closet won't fully close. And this is the door for the bedroom. But I could see that one.
Mm-hmm.
Move yours again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was.
It was that one?
It was that door handle.
I'm glad there's a pot in here because I might have to use it. All right. Well, thank you for sharing this room with me. Find my way out of here.
It's one door.
I know, but it's dark and I can't see anything. It's one door.
I think that was that door handle.
That's a little crazy.
Because look over here. Look. So this door doesn't fully close. And listen to it. That one's obvious.
Yeah.
This one. See how it's
Squeak to it.
that one.
But you heard it out here before I even heard it in there.
I heard it out here a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh. There was something moving.
Is it out there or in here where I just was?
I got a headphone on.
Okay.
This headphone on. I think it was out here.
Okay. Is there more?
It's like the wood floor was just creaking.
Does that mean when I move my head?
Man, we hear footsteps up here. We come up here.
Yeah.
And it's footsteps downstairs. You got the door handle moving. Or not the sound of it moving, at least. It's like we go to the floor where it's happening, and it happens on the other floor.
Yeah.
It keeps on swapping out. It's your stuff.
That was me.
Wait. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we're heading back downstairs.
Yeah, we've got to chase it.
Now the footsteps are down there.
Yep.
I don't know. There's so many sounds.
A lot of stuff going on.
So we just wrapped our investigation here at Brae, and I got to be honest, I mean, it's been really exciting. We've had a lot of neat things, voices, sounds, the sounds of people moving, sounds of conversations happening, footsteps, list goes on and on. But also today, when we were going through yesterday's evidence, we ended up catching a baby crying, which I've never experienced here before. And I didn't even know that they had these journals that guests fill out here because they keep them in the back because they don't want them to be taken. And Pat and Mike gave us these journals to look through because I wanted to know if they've ever experienced the sounds of baby crying, which they have. And these journals were loaded with reports of this. Everything from people thinking that it sounds like it's a baby crying to wondering if there were cats making sounds. And the list goes on and on. Children playing. It's awesome because it really backs up the experience or the evidence that we were able to document. So it's been a really interesting investigation here at Brae, and it's always an interesting investigation here at Brae. This is my third time back, and I'm actually looking forward to a fourth. But it's getting early. The sun's going to be coming up soon, so I think we're going to get some rest now. We have a lot of evidence to go over the next few days and see what turns up. But thanks for joining us on this investigation.